To New Orleans now, as a notorious ransomware group claims responsibility for a cyber attack at the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. Hackers managed to breach the agency's system about 3 weeks ago. And according to a source close to the sheriff's office, the state's IT specialists are still trying to fix it. Now, in a post on the dark web, the group behind hundreds of other breaches across the globe says it is to blame for all of this. Let's bring in CBS News reporter Kati Weis, joining us live now from New Orleans. Kate, what kind of information did these hackers get their hands on?
Well, good evening, Liz. These hackers claim, according to screenshots from our CBS Confirmed team, which we have chosen to redact out of the side of caution, that the Russian-speaking hacker group Killin is now claiming responsibility for the attack. The screenshots that our Confirmed team obtained today from the dark web show that this group has obtained contracts, inmate intake documents, and expense information, among other things. The total volume of the alleged hack is 842 gigabytes. That's enough to hold about 42,000 average size PDFs. Now, the sheriff's office says the attack has also affected the sheriff's docket master system, which manages inmate transfers to and from jail. It also manages the court appearances of inmates, as well as when an inmate gets released on bond. In fact, our affiliate WWL last week spoke to a woman who said that she was unable to get her husband out of jail, even though she had paid his bond. Take a listen.
I have two sons, 4 and 6. They missed their dad. I did everything on my end to make sure that he comes home. So I feel like once everything is paid, everything is done, it shouldn't be no holdup.
Now, that woman did not want her name published. It's also important to note that the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office is not the only government entity or law enforcement entity to become a victim of such an attack. In fact, according to an FBI 2023 report, we found that about 5% of all ransomware complaints involved government infrastructure. Liz?
So, Katie, what do we know about this ransomware group? And now that they've said that they did it, they claimed responsibility, what happens next?
Sure. Well, I think the big question on many people's minds is, will they be using taxpayer dollars to pay the ransom? So far, the answer to that question I'm getting is a very strong no. At this point, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office is refusing to pay the ransom, and that officials actually with the state's cybersecurity team have actually been here in the city for the last 3 to 4 weeks, according to a source close to the sheriff's office. They've been here for the last 3 to 4 weeks, still trying to solve this problem. Now, I'm also told that this attack actually stems from an email that was sent from a different law enforcement agency to the sheriff. So that's something that the state is also investigating as well, as more about the origins of how this could have happened in the first place. In the meantime, the FBI has warned actually about these attacks previously. All the way back in March, the FBI sent out advisories warning that these attacks were on the rise, and that a local media company that owns several small market television stations had been impacted and had fallen victim to a similar type attack. So certainly these kinds of things are increasing. And in fact, according to a cybersecurity firm called Recorded Future that analyzes these kinds of things, cyber attacks exposing vulnerabilities are up 16% this year compared to last year. So if you're running a business, something you might want to think about, absolutely. But for now, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office emphasizes that no jail security operations have been impacted. Of course, you might remember they certainly made headlines earlier this spring when 10 inmates managed to break out, and still one of those inmates is at large. Liz?
All right, Kati Weis, thank you so much.